You mean dwarf, right?
No, the orc. There was an orc, and he just didn't say anything and left. Yeah. Fucking orc wearing leather. Please. Okay, I'm gonna order food real quick.
Oh,
I'm back. That's already been done.
dang.
My phone wouldn't fix the Wi-Fi, and my mic would just be worse. Yeah. Oh, it's fucking terrible.
At
Oh,
least you wouldn't disconnect sometimes. Like his voice.
But yes. Have you guys decided on what you'd like to do?
I
You were
already
saying
said
something
one.
about the orc when I left.
I mean, Malnak was just wondering about the orc, but I don't really know what I could like. He's already gone. I don't know.
Yeah, he was in black leather. He had 2 swords strapped to his side, and he walked out.
Let's fuck it. Okay, Malnak gets excited. He says, "Let's track the orc."
Okay.
All of us, and I say, "Bartender, come with,
Yes.
and bring your finest mead."
The Dragonborn looks up at you and just stares at you for a solid, 10 seconds. And then goes, "You know I've got to pack up for the festival, right? Unless you've got some hired hands sitting around that can help me."
Malnak sighs and slides another 2 silver across the table.
Oof.
"I appreciate it very much." He drops it in the jar and says, "Best of luck."
He looks at the bartender expectantly, waiting for his drink.
You'd put 2 silver?
Yeah. Well, it's what I paid before. I just want to.
He cracks a smile, grabs 2 mugs, fills them both up, and hands them to you, a silver apiece.
Aw. Awesome.
And then he says, "Well, best of luck on your way."
I say thank you, and without looking behind me to see if anyone's following me, I take both mugs and walk out the door.
Are you guys following him?
Now, if you will excuse me, I will go to the guild. So I stand up and I walk out and go.
The guild isn't in the city.
Like, not a single alchemist guild.
No. This is a very small port town.
Still, as my excuse, I just walk out.
Okay,
I'm
you
assuming
walk
that
out.
they never knew.
Yeah, they
I'm
won't know.
actually going to the ports.
What are you other 2 going to do?
I'll walk out.
Okay.
And wander aimlessly.
Okay. The bartender's not going anywhere. The bartender will be there, so you can always ask him. You gonna follow Malnak? Okay. So, Malnak, you walk out of the bar, the Third Phoenix, and into a fairly busy city street.
Oh no.
It's about 1:32 now,
Right.
and the sun's high in the sky, and looking up and down the street, there's people walking back and forth carrying bags and things, all in just excited for the festival tonight. And you also notice that there are giant Like there's flags and banners and orange and red strewn from building to building, and red paper lanterns hung from different doorways and such. Some people
Malnag
are
looks
carrying
around with like a
lanterns.
childlike wonder.
All right. The rest of you see this as well as you walk out. Also, on the little sheet, it said about 6 p.m. would be when the festival truly started in the heart of town. Yeah. 4.5.
Okay. Malnak makes a survival check to see if he can track the orc.
Sure. Track him on the basis of what?
Oh, Jesus, his footprints.
Okay. Well, you walk out, and in the corner of your eye, you see somebody in black.
Is it the orc?
You turn, and there's a small child in a black suit, happy for the festival.
Oh, adorable. I pat the child on the head, and then I start. Can I make an investigation check to start randomly asking everyone I see where an orc in black and red leather? Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Quick question to Artois and Revan. Revan, you're going down to the ports, correct? And Artois, are you just chilling out? Do you want to stick around the orc? What's your plan?
Mine is to find a blacksmith and help him out.
Okay. You want to ask around for the blacksmith?
Mm-hmm.
Miser, what are you doing? Miser, Merzer? Miser, Merzer.
Meisterburger.
Meisterburger?
It's a Meisterburger now.
What are you doing?
I'm walking around aimlessly. Ooh.
Well, you just want to walk around the town?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, sure. You roll a perception. Dizzy and Fergor.
Mm-hmm.
Dizzy, as you're asking around,
Mm-hmm.
you're just seeing if people have seen the orc.
Yeah, and I'm like, have you seen an orc in red and black? And if so, which way did he go?
Well, you find there's an old man across the street. He's just putting up some banners, and he says, "Oh yeah, I've seen him. I think he went down those ways," and he just kind of gestures his hand to half of the city. It's like down that road, and you hang a left, and I'm sure you'll fall. He's just only half listening to the question.
Adorable. Okay.
Revan,
Mm-hmm.
you ask around and you find there's someone that's like, "Oh yeah, Anax has got you covered. All your blacksmithing needs." It's like down near the port, just towards the entrance of it. And point gives you directions. Fairly common knowledge.
And I go to the blacksmith.
Yep. The little hunchback bird person walks off. Malnak?
Oh, yeah, I go in the direction the man was motioning.
Okay, so you walk off as well. Both you and Revan are walking the same direction towards the docks. Artois, you're just kind of wandering around. Do you want me to make a perception check for you since you still don't know how to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
I think at this point, Malnak's starting on his 9th drink.
Yeah, you make another constitution.
Yeah, sounds about right. Hey.
Are you still following Malnak? Musical? Okay. You wander behind him, like 20, 30 feet back.
You've just seen a half orc consume an insane amount of liquor
Yes.
in a very short period of time.
Malnak starts to stumble a bit, but he's doing all right. He's going strong. Miser.
Miser. Okay.
Miser.
Miser.
Listen, I didn't choose M-I-S-R. I have no fucking clue how to pronounce that. I'm trying.
Sad. Nope.
How do you pronounce it?
No one will get it right, so it doesn't matter.
It does. Go.
No, it doesn't matter. Continue talking.
Okay. As you're walking, you see the banners in the festival, and you walk into the market square. And there you see everyone sort of getting ready for the festival tonight. And the sort of main event, there's a stage that's been put up, blue and silver robes everywhere. You see various people helping around setting things up. There is there's an orc, a very large orc that is tattooed almost head to toe.
Okay.
He's wearing like pants, and that's about all.
Just
And he's got a massive drum just strapped around his waist in front of him. And you also see there's a sort of like burning. There's someone who seems to be in the corner sitting down, and they have 5 short swords lined up next to them. They've got one in their hand that they're sort of balancing. And that's the market square. They're both wearing, what they are wearing is blue and silver as well.
Okay.
All right. Good job, Yusuf.
I do nothing. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, you sit around the marketplace then. Dizzy and musical? You're just walking down to the porch, right?
Yeah, I'm looking as hard as I can for this orc.
Okay.
Is there a
Revan?
check that's going to help me with that?
Revan, could you make a perception check real quick?
Perception.
Okay.
That is break even on both sides.
Dizzy, how loud are you being?
I mean, pretty loud.
All right.
I'm not being stealthy if that's what you're asking.
You're just kind of walking around, like
Yeah, I'm just
boasting and drinking with your.
moving through a crowd, double fisting meads and asking everybody I see about an orc.
Wait, maids?
Yes, it's a type of drink.
Oh no, I thought you meant actual maids.
Not maids.
Not
Jesus.
double fisting maids. It's only noon.
Malnak, that's for session 2.
Yeah. I expect a map.
Yeah, so Revan, that means you'll hear behind you, as you're walking down to the ports, as you walk, you just hear the loud, boasting orc walking about 20 feet behind you. And you both seem to be walking in the same direction, even though you keep trying to walk past him, because he's just walking straight towards the ports. But,
I tried to avoid
close.
him.
you try to what?
Avoid him.
I'm
You see
making
a sign for the-
perception.
Okay.
Oh, hold
Go
on,
on.
I'm not near my computer. Give me a sec. Hold on. Okay, perception.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Do I see him? Is he
So-
trying to stealth?
Revan, you duck into an alley on the way to the blacksmith, just going towards the blacksmith. You cut off while they go towards the port. You two, however, see your hunchbacked bird friend and he waddles out of the crowd and slips into an alley on the way. There's a sign that's like, blacksmith this way, ports this way, and it's like directions.
I
So, yeah.
yell at the top of my lungs, bird person! And I turn into the blacksmith as well.
One second. Damn it, Fergor. Ah, I already had one before we started. Okay. Okay, we'll cut it even. We're putting it at 10, okay?
Okay,
That seems reasonable, right?
sure.
I'm
For what?
asking Revan. Is 10 good?
Sure.
So,
There.
yeah, you're good. But yes. So, you're shouting bird person at him?
Yeah, I say, bird person! I try to follow him.
Yeah, you shove through the crowd after him. Musical, are you following Malnak? Alright.
Oh, wait, have I finished my last drink?
You,
I think I have a
as you
10th
turn the-
drink.
Yes, as you turn the corner, you down your next drink. I'm just letting you know that the DC on this fucking roll is going to be
It's
very
going
high.
up. Amazing. Okay, here we go. Right before we walk into the blacksmith. Constitution. Come on. Nah,
Your start, it hits you.
it hits me bad.
As
Okay, so
So you shout bird person the first time.
Yeah.
You take a giant swig, and as you go to shout bird person the second time, it comes out as a rough interpretation of what that should sound like.
just the interpretive dance of bird person.
Revan, you cut another corner and you are at the blacksmith, but a very large drunk orc comes barreling in after you, and the elf comes in after.
I drop both tankards outside and just walk in through the door, almost fall on my face. And I say, bird person! Have you seen this orc?
Revan?
I kind of turned around, pretending as if I don't know this person. I'm
He
like,
just like, dude,
excuse me, sir. I'm pretty sure you're mistaking me for someone else. And no, I haven't seen an orc.
is that a persuasion check? Yeah.
Yeah. So make a yeah, the persuasion's good. I'm giving you advantage on that due to your little helpful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Dizzy, you get to make what is that, perception to see if he's
Yeah.
insight?
I think perception's in insight now. I don't think insight's a thing anymore. Oh no, it is. There
No,
it is. I
insight's a
found it.
thing.
Insight. Insight. 19.
And that was with disadvantage, so it's 17.
Oh right, that's right.
That is still yes. So Malnak, you hear very clearly a succinct human voice come out of the mask. And it is very clear and evident, and he sounds nothing like bird person.
Oh, I say, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were bird person, and I turn around and pick the wood elf up and go out the door. I put her down as she protests on the other side of the door.
Wait, did
You
you
two
go
walk-
to the blacksmith?
Yeah, you walked into the blacksmith. He followed you in, asked you, found out you weren't indeed bird person, picked up the elf and walked back out the door. Revan, you're now at the blacksmith. There is a dwarf is behind the counter, and you see that he's wearing like a tank top, Okay. He's wearing a tank top, and there's just scars down both arms. Just very large, jagged scars down both arms, and he's sitting there. His face is covered in like soot and grime. And he looks up to you and says, "Welcome to the smithy. What do you need?"
So he's suicidal. Okay.
Do you help?
If he
I
was
killed him, yeah.
suicidal, he'd sound like me.
Are they across the street or down the road?
No. This is the blacksmith that Revan's talking to that you guys just left.
No, I meant the scars.
The scar. Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to find out whether he was suicidal or not. I heard he might be suicidal.
Okay.
Holy shit. Anyways, Revan,
I've typed out.
you wanna help?
Uh-huh.
You know how to use a hammer?
Yeah, I'm proficient with Tinker tools.
Alright. I got a hammer. And he hands you a black hammer, points towards the furnace, and says, "Hammer that out. You'll be paid."
Well,
And gets back to doing whatever he was doing.
Well, I go to hammer it. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, sure. What would that do? Yeah, that works.
Do I add my proficiency bonus since Tinker tools?
Well, no, you're not tinkering, you're just hammering a piece of metal.
Well, isn't it part of Tinker tools or no?
Is that part of tinker? That's a refer to the two people who know how to play D&D.
Tinker is not blacksmith.
Okay. Well, you start
But-
hammering away.
You should
Um,
come at this as if you were a tinker. And just start like making tiny adjustments to the metal.
You could do that as well if you'd like. You wanna start like if you hammer it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You get out your tinker's kit. You put it on the side of the smithy. Start getting to work on the metal. To do with it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do with it?
Straighten out the metal, so I first work on the harsh indentations in the metal.
So you're trying to just make a really nice, smooth ingot.
Yes.
Okay. Roll for that. What is your tools? What is that? Like, what stat is that?
That would be not investigation. History? Question mark. Since I have to remember how to use the tools.
No.
Perform? Well,
I think it would be like enter wisdom, right?
Probably.
I thought it was that having tools gives you like a bonus. Or maybe it's just the ability to do that thing.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, I've been doing that this entire time for Constitution. I don't know why I'm surprised by that.
Nice, man.
Was there? I fixed it.
So you start hammering away, you get out your tool bag, and you're going to work. It'll take you a bit to get it flattened out, but you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
As he's involved with his work, Malnak steps back into the smithy and just blurts out, "Revan Blackstone."
Okay. Musical, are you
Pretensity.
following him inside again?
He's carrying her.
He put her down. Okay. The
I
elf
pretend
sneaks in
I
behind.
didn't hear.
You just ignore it and keep hammering?
Yep.
Alright.
I'll
Malnak
pretend
goes,
that the hammer.
and leaves again.
I pretend the hammer is still loud.
I never went in all the way. It doesn't count if your feet aren't in the blacksmith.
He just opened the door and shouted.
I'm drunk now.
Well, there you go.
I kind of thought I will have a conversation with the blacksmith. And it's like, tough day today, or just looking towards this celebration.
I'm not much of a celebratory type.
Is it
He
something
is,
to do with your scars?
Listen, I need the help, but I did not invite you in to be interviewed.
Brutal.
I am sorry. It's just I'm a curious type from the guild.
The guild?
The, the Silver Serpents. The Alchemist Guild.
Oh, you're an alchemist. Wonderful.
Make a
And
persuasion check to make him become friends with you.
he pulls out a bottle of liquid and says, "This is all the alchemy I need." And then he just starts drinking.
Somewhere out in the crowd of people.
To be fair, he's talking to a very angry, depressed, scarred dwarf, so
So I kind of stop my hammering for a little bit. I look at the dwarf. I'm like, hey, do you want to see what you've never seen before?
yeah, go ahead.
I just kind of slowly take off my mask, revealing what I am.
His eyebrows slowly go up, and you fully take off the mask. And he says, "I swear to God, you invite a demon in here and I'll hammer your fucking face in."
Don't worry.
No, he's not a tiefling.
I just kind of put back the mask on. It's like, don't worry about it.
You guys are outside.
I
The
have
dwarf,
put my mask.
he narrows his eyes again and he stares directly at you and says, "You try nothing and we've got no trouble."
Don't worry. As long as there's nothing.
As long as what?
As long as there's nothing shiny.
You're in a smithy.
In the means of gold shiny.
Uh-huh. You take any of my shit and I'm not gonna be happy.
I just kind of restrain myself from trying to steal anything. And go back to smithing.
Alright.
Well,
You go back to smithing. Malnak and Musical, what would you guys like to do before the festival starts?
I mean, I want to find this orc.
You just want to keep walking around for the orc? Alright. As you're walking, you do see at the docks there are two other people in black leather. Like black leather armor, swords at their side.
Mm-hmm.
And they are talking to one of the fishermen at a dock.
Oh, I sneak up to them, but not so sneaky because I'm drugged, and I attempt to what's the word? Eavesdrop. I eavesdrop on them.
Okay. You sort of drunkenly stumble to a barrel nearby and crouch behind it. You do happen to be about twice the size of said barrel, though. Yeah, you're on the other side of the street just watching this. They stop talking, and they both turn to you and go, "You need something?" Don't ask why they all sound the same. I'm too tired to do more than one voice right now.
Right. Yeah. Malnak gets up and he says, "Oh, I was just tightening my bootlace." And the armor they're wearing, it's like the orcs' armor.
Black leather.
Yeah, I say, who are you people?
We're members of the townsfolk, just like you.
Ah, well, there was an orc dressed just like you, and I meant to talk to him, and he walked away.
What did he look like?
Well, like you, he was garbed the way you are.
Uh-huh. Where was this?
I don't remember if it was the second or the third Phoenix.
It's the third.
That's the one, the third.
He turns to the other dude next to him. He says, "You know what to do." And the other guy starts walking away.
Okay.
And then he turns and says, "Well, I don't know everybody in our group by heart.
Right.
Might be one of the new ones.
Establishment.
Yeah, I'm not sure of everyone in our establishment. If I go too far with this, I'm gonna start saying I'm your Huckleberry, and it's gonna be a slippery slope.
Yeah. I can almost hear it. It's an Overwatch thing.
Hi.
Mm. Me neither, actually. I gotta get back to it.
This is good shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's slowly edging there, and I don't know why.
Can I make some kind of check to like I ask him what his organization is.
You can do
Deal-
an insight to see if he's shady or if he's lying to you.
Okay.
Or you can just straight up ask him, "What's your establishment?" Well, that's not very good, Dizzy.
No, I'm gonna ask him what's your establishment anyway.
Okay. Like, we work for the town and for the port. We get things in and out, and if you pay us enough, we'll do what you need. And from the sounds of it, he's extremely honest. It seems like some sort of like trading company, maybe. I just spilled rice all over my floor.
So Malnak leans in and he goes,
Shit.
"Oh, so you're smugglers."
I wouldn't say that.
Malnak goes, "I've keistered a few things in my day."
Oh, really?
Malnak just nods with a grimace on his face.
Something tells me you haven't actually,
No.
Make a deception roll.
Okay. Ooh.
No, probably.
He gleans the insight that my sphincter is tight as the day it was made.
Oh my god, you rolled 2 5s?
Yeah, well, these last couple rolls have not been as good as my drinking.
I mean, you're built for drinking, man.
Yeah,
Seems like talking is not your thing.
yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. No insights, not really.
But yes. He looks at you and completely deadpan says like, "Well, if you're interested, you can talk to us at a set. We got business to attend to here." Slowly puts a hand on.
Oh, you cut out.
He puts a hand on his sword and gestures to the dock.
Malnak nods and then turns back to the elf and says in a really stoic voice, "I've gotten all I need out of these people."
You're going to need to shout that as she's across the street.
He walks. Okay, he's gonna walk over to her.
Okay.
He's not just gonna be like, "I've got all I need out of this."
So
I could too, but I don't. Even as drunk as he is, I think he's not gonna just scream his intentions. Well, not definitely red and black leather brings an omen of discretion.
as you guys are walking away, you hear the sound of a sword drawing from its scabbard. And
I heard sword drawing and then you cut out.
I know, ping, give me a second.
That's okay.
Coming back. You hear a sword. I'm giving it to you.
Mhm.
The scabbard, and the fisherman starts backing up towards the dock as the man in black leather walks toward you. Both of your backs are to it.
Malnak stops dead in his tracks, turns around, draws his sword, and starts walking over to the guy.
All right.
Malnak's got his sword sort of like angled over his shoulder with just his wrist kind of lying limp over the handle,
All right.
and saunters up to the man in leather and puts a hand on his shoulder, if he can.
As you walk up, the man, he takes a swing at the farmer, or
Yeah.
the fisherman rather, and the fisherman, in a stumble, the blade misses him and he goes plummeting off the dock into the water. It's not very high up, he's fine, and he's swimming in the water right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns to you with a sigh and says, I kind of liked you.
Is he acting aggressive to me yet?
No, he's just looking at you.
I say,
No, he's a fisherman. He can swim. He starts swimming away from the dock and towards another shore away from the man in black leather.
No,
Different one.
different. Was a different guy in black leather.
There's a lot of dudes in black leather. Listen, this town is full of alcoholics and BDSM people. Clearly.
I love this town. We're never leaving town.
But yes. No, it's
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
sort of like segmented leather chest plate on common clothes. That's about it.
I loosen my grip on his shoulder and I say, for an organization such as yours, perhaps discretion might be the best way to handle these goings on.
He just looks at you silently and says, listen, there were loose ends that needed to be tied. You don't know everything. Now, if I could be on my way.
Malak lets him go and he says, oh yeah, loose ends, yeah.
The man pulls a small red ring out of his pocket. A ruby ring, just chiseled. And he tosses it towards you.
Okay.
I'd like you to make a dex check real quick.
Oh god.
Oh no, I'm just seeing if you can catch it. Alright, you catch it.
Okay.
You catch the ruby ring in your hand,
Yeah.
and the man sighs and walks away past you, musical, and into an alley.
I don't know. I pocket the ruby ring and I go over to the guy that's swimming and I offer him a handout.
As you turn back to see him,
Mm-hmm.
Musical, could you make a perception? Because Malnak's back was turned to him, but yours wasn't. Okay, so you didn't see it. As you two look for the fisherman, you see there's a body in the water and 2 arrows sticking out of his back, and blood is just kind of seeping into the water around it. The fisherman's face down with 2 arrows in his back in the water. No, the dude who he fell off the dock into the water and started swimming towards.
Yes.
Now he has 2 arrows in his back.
I try to like push your shoulder in the opposite direction and walk and get you to follow my gait. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I just sigh and I turn back around.
He's about 10 feet away from the dock, about 20 feet, 30 feet away from the shore. Unless you've got like some Goku shit.
How I think that great swords are very long, but I don't know how long they are.
I don't think they're 10 feet long.
Okay.
As much as I love my like Swedish war swords that are like 8 feet tall, impractical. Alright, give me a second. There is a few. The docks were fairly empty, but as you guys are looking, another fisherman circles out of an alley. This was a fairly enclosed, just single dock with a few houses around it. It was off to the side. Somebody walks out of the alley, and they look fairly happy, like they're about to talk to somebody. They see you two, they see the body, and there's a scream.
I don't have a bow. Do you have a bow? You're about to be framed.
That's the best response to an innocent civilian is screaming, shit, do you have a bow?
It's out. It's out.
The fisherman, it's a female elf, and she looks just wide-eyed and surprised and shaking and just like she's frozen in spot. She's not moving.
I don't pay attention to her. Instead, I cup the ring in my hand and I attempt to identify it.
Okay.
Cool? Awesome. Wait, where is it? Oh, I don't know. What do you roll for that?
It's a first level divination ritual.
Oh my god, so it's not a skill.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, Fergor. Yeah, you could roll an investigation check.
Right, yeah, okay. I'm gonna
Actual
investigate.
thing identify is only a skill for Fergor because he's an alchemist.
My bad. I play a lot of different versions of D&D.
Good. You play too much of this for us to complain about it.
Way too much.
All right.
We just started playing Pathfinder 2. I'm really tired.
Yep. But yes, it is a ruby ring.
Okay.
It is fairly nice looking. It's red.
Do I think it would fit any of my orc fingers?
No. No, it is not designed for your massive barbarian totem fingers.
Right. I put it back into my. I tuck the ring into the. There's sort of like a leather pouch on a necklace around my neck. I tuck the ring into the pouch.
Uh, sure. I'd like to point out that woman is still standing there.
No, we ignored her. We
I know.
acknowledged you put
I'm
her
just
there.
saying. They seem. There's like wooden arrows. You can't see the tips as they're in his back. Wood arrows, black. What's it called? Fletching?
So, yeah, legend.
At this point, the girl is going to yell again and just run towards the old man.
Oh, I look at the girl yelling, and then I look approximately where her head was, which I know to be the dead man in the water, and I go, "Oh my God, somebody's been murdered!"
Thank you, Yusuf. That was definitely needed. That's fucking incredible. Yep. Malnak, would you care to explain?
Right. So the girl screamed again and ran over to the old man, and then I looked over at the body and I screamed, "Oh my God, somebody's been murdered!"
The girl dives into the water to try and get the body and says, "Please help! Help!"
Malnak says, "I can't swim."
I'll say you can. Yeah. You're still near the shore. If you swam in like a lake before,
What's the lying skill?
deception.
Deception. Ah, yeah. Okay, I found it.
Yeah, you should probably roll a deception. Yeah, it's fair. He
I don't know
just
how to swim.
said, "Oh my God, there's a dead body." And also, I don't know how to swim. She's in shock. That passes. Like,
As I'm saying, I don't know how to swim. I jump into the water, and that's my athletics check to
You go-
get this body out.
you run off the dock, go past her, and hit the water. The splash throws her back a bit, and you grab the body and start swimming towards shore.
And I guess musical because I think she's drowning.
Yeah, musical. You walk up to the edge of the water. You're you're ready to get in the water. You put one foot in, and then you take it back out. Dizzy, you carry the body back to shore. Do you just want to put it on the ground?
Yeah, I respectfully put it on the ground. Is like, can I tell he's dead? Dead?
He's yeah, the arrows aren't sticking out the other side. Let me
Okay.
check stats because I'm pretty. You can. Yeah, he's an old human man.
Can I make a survival check to carefully pull the arrows out?
Sure.
That sounds like survival. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, it's not about. Yeah, fair enough. Do a dex too.
Okay.
All right. You pull both arrows out. You have to be very careful, and you find out after the first one is out that one, he is most definitely dead, and 2, it was barbed.
Oh, this poor man.
The girl is on the ground next to the body, just sobbing into her hands. She, just out of her hands, you hear sort of like, just in between sobs, like, it's my grandfather.
Malnak's buzz is thoroughly ruined.
That is true.
It's just-
At this point, Revan, you finished your tinkering. I realize you're muted, but I'm pretty sure you're still here because you told Musical she was framed.
Uh-huh.
You finished your tinkering.
Uh-huh. My pay?
You walk up and he goes, "Oh, this is actually quite nice for whatever the hell you are." And he takes the
Third
ingot
person.
and he gives you 2 gold. Like, mighty fine work. See you around. What was your name?
Say
Revan.
perfect.
Revan Blackstone.
All right. Reese Whitestone. Got it. And he pockets the ingot and goes back to what he was doing. Yeah. Yes. So, as she says, grandfather, start to filter into the docks. There are guards. There are towns guards, which are wearing sort of, give me a second, I wrote this down so I didn't forget. Oh, they're... Sure. They are definitely barbed.
Aw.
Men with... They have shields on their back, red and orange clothing under chain, and curved swords at their sides, and guards start filtering in, about 3 of them alongside with a lot of the townsfolk. Revan, as you walk out of the blacksmith, okay, as you walk out of the blacksmith, you see 2 armed guards rush past you.
I guess I follow them.
All right?
Because I'm like, oh god, I think I know who the guy is.
Yes, you walk behind the guards. Miser, Burgermeister,
Okay, Burgermeister.
Burgermeister. You hear someone say, "Someone murdered at the day of the festival. That's just ungrateful." Like, this dude's just, he seems very drunk and grumbling walking around the marketplace.
Okay.
Yes. Do you want to do anything or just like, oh, someone's dead?
Yeah, I'll just accept the fact that someone's dead and not care.
Alright, you go back to your strong profession of staring at the ground in the marketplace.
Ask for gold.
Now, how this? I'll be a beggar, okay?
Alright.
You dressed for it.
Except for the fucking sword, that's a bit hard to hide.
Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the sword down my pants. I'm gonna walk around like a beggar, okay? And ask for some coins.
You realize the size of your sword, right? And I do mean your literal
Yes.
sword, not the...
Yes, I'm still putting it down my pants.
Is that a scimitar in your pants? Or you just happened to see me?
So, is it still sheathed, or did you unsheath it?
I'll keep it sheathed. for some reason.
Okay. Could you make a... Fuck, what the hell would that even be?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, I guess?
Uh,
Please roll a 1.
I'm having flashbacks to the, like, they call him the Cyclops. Why? Because he's only got one ball.
Third person tiny elf and warlock eunuch.
Deception.
Oh, do you want me to...
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you see in the top right of roll 20, there are 3 bars? Like, there's icons in the top right, correct?
No.
Fuck you.
I got 6.
Oh,
No, there's 7 icons.
I see 6.
Maybe one of them's a DM thing. Oh yeah, I've got the fancy one. Okay.
Okay.
Click on the third icon that's called Journal, and click
Segment.
on our. I'm sorry.
Okay. Journal.
Click on the second icon called Journal.
Okay.
And then do you see where it'll say Miser Artois?
Yeah.
Then you're going to click on Miser Artois, and you see you're going to go to Character Sheet Core.
Well, let's make a man's at once.
Character Sheet. You on that? You got it? You did it?
Yeah.
Okay, now go to Core. Are you on that? You did it?
Nope.
I don't know what the fuck he's done before, though.
I don't know where I am. I see strength, dexterity, constitution.
Yeah, okay, you're on the right page. You see to the right of that how there's a bunch of little things that's
Yes.
like intimidation, investigate. Yeah, those are all your things.
Okay.
Now we're making you do a sleight of hand, so you're going to click on the word sleight of hand.
I'll click on it. Okay.
Well done.
Wow.
Whoa.
At a -1.
Yeah. You rolled 2 19s. Alright. Well. Yes. So you stick the scimitar very carefully and gracefully down one pant leg,
Yes.
and it fits quite snugly. And then would you like to start asking around for money?
Heck yeah.
Okay, make a persuasion check. So do the same process, but click on persuasion instead.
Or
I
performance.
think it's
I'll go with persuasion. He's trying to get people to give him money.
Yeah, he's begging for money. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's not deception because he really is broke and wearing rags. They're just setting up the market. One dude looks at you and goes, yeah, all right. And he tosses you 2 copper.
I'm not taking.
I have more.
I had 10 gold, but I drank a lot.
At this point, Revan, you arrive at the docks to see a crowd surrounding Malnak and Beeswax. And there are surrounding a corpse. The crying lady is being held by 2 of the guards, just making sure she's all right. And the guards are asking you guys what happened, Malnak and Beeswax.
I tried to get through the crowd, so I'm like, let me through. Alchemist is away.
Wait, they're asking Malnak?
Yeah, they're asking you 2 what happened.
Malnak says, I don't know. He fell into the water. Next thing I know, he was swimming up to the shore. I look back, arrows, fucking dead.
Deception.
That's yeah, okay.
Wouldn't be persuasion because he isn't lying.
Also do deception musical. Wait, what did you say?
Because they're not lying, they say the truth.
That's true. But they're asking, do you know what happened?
I don't know what happened. Yeah, the arrows are completely new to me. I think I should at least get uh um advantage. Give me the 6.
I'll give you the 6.
Yeah, I don't have any charisma either.
I'm getting at whether you can tell the guards, like whether the guards know what there was a man in black leather at the docks or not. With swords, that drew his weapon on the old man, which is what you guys aren't telling them. Alright. Yeah, I got it, Revan. Yeah. No, you're good. Oh my god. You actually went quite well. No. Well, they're like, right. You don't know how the man looking at you, Malnak? Looking at Malnak and questioning what you said, basically.
Right. Okay. So Malak says, I'm really, really drunk. I was at the fourth Phoenix, and I had a lot to drink, but I pulled him out of the water, and I took the barb arrows out of his bag and everything.
You hear the townsfolk.
You could show the arrows are different.
But I'm assuming your arrows aren't black. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking CSI D&D.
The woman that's been crying mumbles to one another. Didn't see them doing him out of the water. Just please, they're okay. And at this point, lovely bird friend comes. The woman is vouching for you, and bird friend breaks through the crowd.
I ask what has happened here. Give me an arrow. You said you pulled out the arrow, right? Give me an arrow, I will check for poison. I'm an alchemist. Don't.
Malnak grabs an arrow and says, "Bird person, please tell us, is this poisoned?"
Yep.
I have plus in nature, +4, so you know. 18.
It's not poisoned.
No poison here. And I hand it back to Malnak.
I shake it at the guards and say, "See, it's not even poisoned. Bird person said so."
And just
So-
to verify that I'm an alchemist, I kind of take out my insignia of the guild.
Yeah, the
if
guild
I have one,
insignia.
just to show them.
Basically. So the guard looks at it's like, yeah, alright. You all are staying at the Phoenix, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah, the
absolutely.
fifth bird, firebird.
Numbers just going up more and more. Every time Malnak says Phoenix, he puts a higher number in front of it. But yes.
I can con-
It's like, yeah, we know.
I can confirm I was with these two there.
You all are gonna be under watch. You all are gonna be under watch. There will be guards outside the tavern. You stay put until we find out who did this.
Even
got
me,
our
even though I
ideas.
just got to the place.
Not you. He's talking to Malnak and Beeswax.
Malnak agrees and says, "You should probably talk to the tavern keeper if you want a character reference on me," and starts heading towards the tavern.
We don't doubt you. We just need you in the town for sure for questioning.
Malnak says, "Don't worry, I won't leave the tavern even if it kills me."
Aha.
Even if it kills you.
We expect you. If you are not there in the morning, there will be issues. Now have a day.
If
Like you need to be there at noon. After questioning, you're free to go. And they say that you all are welcome to watch the festival tonight on your own terms. It'll be about in an hour. We expect to see you in the tavern or there will be a bounty. And they walk off. The townspeople are still huddled around. They took the body with them, but like there's townspeople looking at the bloody water and like looking around. So yes, the guard have left. Most of the townspeople start dispersing. The woman that was crying, she walks up to you, Melnak,
mm-hmm.
and she hugs you and says thank you.
I hug her back tight and I say, "I'm sorry for your loss."
I just thank you for retrieving the body. And she gives you an address to where and asks if you'll please be there for when they bury the body.
Malnak nods stoically.
And then she walks off, just back hunched, just full of sorrow, slowly making her way back to her home. At this point, there's about an hour until the festival. Just letting you know. The sun's getting pretty low in the sky. Probably got a few hours before sunset. Artois, have you just been begging for change this whole time?
Yes.
Could you make another persuasion check?
Sure. Persuasion, go.
18.
Alright. Add 4 silver to your pockets. As people are working around, eventually you grind them down and they start handing you money and... Oh, I assume he's been sitting down. Have you been walking around with the sword in your pants?
Yes, I have.
If you sit with your legs straight, sure.
I've been
Okay.
walking around the whole area. It feels good.
Make a deception check.
Deception. Oh yeah.
Ooh. That's with a +5. Shit. Alright. One of the dudes hands you silver and it falls to the ground.
Oh,
As you
no.
bend down to grab it, there is a distinct
Cling.
bulge
Bulge?
in your pant. And on your left pant, as basically you
Just-
try to bend over to grab it, and the hilt of the sword stops your leg from bending, and it basically looks like your bone just popped out. And the
Just
man's
look
eyes go
back up at him.
wide, and he starts walking away full speed.
Just wink. Just wink at him.
Yes. So let's just wink at him, okay? It'll be all good.
Musical, there's supposed to be another female member of the cast, but she's not here yet. We'll see if she's actually joining. But yes. Alright. You've got your silver. What are you guys, Revan, Malnak, and Besimal? You guys are all together?
I'm trying to convince them to go back to the tavern and sit it out.
Oh, I started walking as soon as they said you have to stay in the tavern. Malnak's like, fucking right, I do.
Okay.
Well, I tried to
Three.
comfort the elf on the wazer.
Oh, she's walked away. Oh wait, which elf? The elf that lost her grandfather or musical? Okay.
Now, did they say we had to stay in the tavern until the next morning, or were we
No,
allowed to
they
go to the
said-
festival?
Yeah, they said you're allowed to go to the festival, but you need to be there in the morning. Like,
Gotcha.
don't try and escape in the dead of night, basically.
Gotcha, yeah.
The assumption is there's guards at the festival. They'll be keeping an eye on you. Right, you guys walk into the tavern. The albino dragonborn, he's cleaning a table. The small human girl is back as well, and she's also cleaning up. They've put up some banners and things, getting drinks ready. That's about it.
I come up and ask if they want some help from.
No, we got it covered. Thank you, though. I know I
Now-
gave you drinks, but I did not expect you to break the law.
Long story short, they were found by a dead body, and if you look at them, I don't believe that they're in them, because you know, they don't look like they would be killing. Just look at these two.
The word.
Malnak goes, Barkeep, you and I are good friends now, right?
Yeah, all of you make persuasion.
Wait, what are we persuading?
Uh, the bartender.
We are innocent.
Well, I am innocent. I'm just
You're not
trying to help
deceiving.
you out.
Yep. Oh. Okay. Wow, guys.
All right, I'm just not gonna talk to him about what I was gonna talk to him about.
He lifts an eyebrow and says, "You guys are awfully armed to be innocent."
Yes, I have too. Thanks for noticing.
I was talking about the sword, orc.
Oh, you mean Betty?
There's about a 10-second pause. And he says, "Yes, I meant Betty."
Yeah, well, can't be out on the road without a sword.
It keeps him company in the long and cold nights.
It's
Well-
an orc saying, don't mind it.
On the side,
You'll know when I've used this because there will be two parts of a body. The body in question had two arrows in the back of it.
I was going to say the Dragonborn just looks at you, Festival. He isn't buying it. He's like, "You're welcome to stay here as long as you pay. I'm not messing with the town."
Well, we're not either.
Now you got about a half an hour. You want to walk with us to the festival?
Sure.
I
Alright,
whisper over my shoulder, and nod my head, and then agree.
All right. Did you just talk to the fucking totem?
No, I talked to Betty.
To the
His
sword.
I'm a lonely Jew.
The turns to the girl and says, "You mind getting on yet?" you mind getting Anya? And she walks upstairs.
I say on who?
Not on anyone.
Oh.
And with that,
I'm confused.
a very well-dressed female elf is going to walk down the stairs with the girl, which you assume is Anya. She is wearing a very nice orange dress for the festival and its occasion. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, and who are these?"
I just kind of slowly back away. It's like trying to disappear.
Oh, go ahead. I step forward towards Anya and offer my hand for hers. And I'm gonna make a persuasion roll here. Fuck. Okay. And I say, on me, Enchante.
How the fuck did you roll a 3 on that? So, as she walks down the steps, Besimol and Revan start backing away into the corners of the tavern.
That's fine.
Malnak, you step up. I assume you bow and hold out your hand.
Yeah, well, I was gonna go in for like the hand kiss, and at the same time, I imagine she doesn't, and at the same time, I say, on me, Enchante.
Okay, so you like get on a knee basically.
Yeah.
She stops, looks down at you, and then looks at the Dragonborn and says, "Are these people always like this?" To which he nods, laughs, and starts grabbing his bag. She
I
walks
say-
past you.
Okay.
She just walks past you. The girl is like giggling to herself as she walks past you as well. After that lovely display.
I'm smug.
All right.
Yeah.
I assume the elf would know Elven. All right. But yes.
Oh, I know
Does anyone
Orcish,
else
Common,
know-
Prior, and Goblin.
How the fuck do you know Primordial?
Primordial's a good. It's good for barbarians.
No, how do you know Primordial? Not like it's like
I had too many. I had 4 language options. That's a lot.
did the totem no, but like did the totem teach it to you? Like how the fuck?
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. No, lore wise, I learned it. I learned it from the dreams that I have, because the elements speak to me.
Yeah, that would make sense.
You don't know what I am.
Oh shit, I just got a response to the
Did Revan actually speak in Goblinish?
Yes. What did you say, Revan? He does.
I respond to Revan in Goblin.
It's like, God damn humans, I don't understand.
That was an elf.
Oh, it wasn't that elf who was making that remark.
I say I know Revan. They all look the same to me too.
No, that's in Goblin though, right?
In Goblin.
Wait, how do you know Goblin?
How do I know Goblin?
Yeah.
I say in Goblin. I picked up what I know of Goblin through the death gurgles of all the goblins I've cleaved in twain.
Oh, I've been captured and tortured by goblins by saying goblin.
I respect you less. I say in Goblin.
How dare you, sir?
Bird
While you guys are
person,
doing
for
this,
shame.
the elf and the girl have walked out of the room, but the Dragonborn is just staring at you two, very confused.
Does he speak Goblin?
No, he doesn't.
Outstanding.
Listen, you two are lobbed together anyways due to that murder. So
Just don't forget about the murder.
and he grabs his bag and strolls out like, you lot coming?
Yeah. We follow
You
her.
hate it. Well done. Alright, you guys all following the
Uh-huh.
bar crew? Alright. So as the sun starts to get low in the sky, all of you walk into the main market, except for Artois, because he's been there with his sword the whole time. Artois, I don't understand you, and I never will, but well done. You guys walk into the market, and there is a stadium set up. There is a giant tent behind said stadium set up.
Mm-hmm.
The stadium's wooden. The tent is not made of wood, no. Be a bit odd for a tent. I want a wooden tent now. That actually sounds kind of badass.
Oh,
Yes.
you should see the tents we have at LARP. They're fucking insane.
Shit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there's a large silver tent behind the stage, and there's a large crowd of townsfolk, commoners, the rich market people. You see a group both wearing scarlet robe, white and orange robes. There's just groups of people. There's a large group wearing scarlet robes on one side of the stage, like in the crowd, and there's another group on the very opposite end of the crowd wearing like gold, orange, and white robes. Well, from what I heard, you guys met the Scarlets earlier, and those are the priesthood of the town. I don't know, she sounds like the Dragonborn now, don't worry about it. It's all blended together.
Malnack's keeping an eye out for anybody that looks like the black and red leathered guys.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 19.
On the roof, on one of the roofs surrounding the marketplace, you see, sitting back, legs crossed, on one of the corners of the roofs, he's sitting there. And he's wearing black leather, 2 swords at his side, and it is the orc you guys saw earlier, the half-orc.
Right.
The orc, yeah. And he's sitting there, legs crossed, looking down over the whole display.
Are there any other orcs around us?
There is... Oh no, you can't see him yet. No, there are not any half-orcs, rather.
Okay. I
Artois met him earlier, the tattooed one, but...
That's right. Can I, like... I want to sort of make gestures to draw his attention to me.
Do you want to... How would you like to do that?
I'd like to sort of make sure that nobody's looking, like, directly at me, and then sort of look at him and give him a wave.
Make a performance roll. Yeah, Revan, you're right. I just wanted to do it.
Performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Well, damn. Very subtly, you turn to him, and somehow, I don't know, maybe you half-orcs have like some crazy half-orc shit.
Yeah.
Half-orc sign language, whatever. You see his head turn to you, a hand goes on the handle of his sword, and he just nods to you.
Right. I nod back, and then I give him the old like head tilt to the most concealed area I can spot.
Okay. There's multiple alleys away from the show.
Perfect. Yeah. And I'm going to slink away from the goings on of the town.
You make a stealth check, but
Yeah.
also looking back at him, he slowly, like, he holds up a single finger, and like a just wait sign.
Yeah.
And he goes back to sitting there.
Right. I give him the nod.
Okay.
And
So-
do you want me to make the stealth check now, or like when?
No, when you sneak
That makes
off.
sense.
you
Yeah,
do
okay.
a stealth check. And at that, you guys start hearing the slow and methodical beating of a drum coming from outside of the tent, or from inside of the tent, rather. And it's just slow and steady from inside of the tent. Slowly, the tent starts to open, and that's where we will end this week.
Awesome.
Cool.
Meezer, you did a lot, and I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, come on. I got 4 silver and 2 copper.
That is
That's more
true.
than I got.
Yeah. Feels
Yeah.
good.
Good shit.
My favorite part was when you winked.
When you winked. But yeah, there you go, guys. You did a thing.
Fucking A.
Fucking hey, we did it. Look at that.
None of us are dead. And that's what really matters.
Yes.
I've seen a Session 0 death. I haven't seen a Session 0 TPK. But I've seen a Session 0 death. Oh yeah,
Oh.
I imagine.
Haven't met Group A yet. We had to hard reset the entire campaign because they party wiped in the first game.
Oh, amazing.
And not only did they party wipe, 3 guards.
Wow.
Just 3 guardsmen managed to knock out all of them.
Those are poor D&D choices.
It's fucking amazing. Yeah. Oh, I rapidly well. It was amazing.
I feel like it was their own fault.
Yes.
I'm sad you can't dice shame Roll20.
That's true.
Mm.
I don't mind if you guys roll physical dice if you have them.
I got a 20-sided dice.
Yes, I've got my bag of dice.
I have way too many dice, but I best not roll them.
Oh, no.
Steampunk themed dice does not equate to loser.
That is true.
I would like some of those.
Probably a good plan. Goodbye, streaming people.
Bye stream. Sorry.
What's
Jack
For a
Bauer.
shit show.